To be honest, this session we're about to have right now, we want to make it as what's the word, as flexible as possible. We have things planned for this time, which I'm going to introduce you guys to shortly. The first part is going to be, I don't say vibes mainly, but it's going to we're going to do like a bit of recap on all the talks we've been having. So there is something about contextualizing that we were taught 2 days ago, and that's about how you apply these things to your own scenario, how it applies to you personally as a person, what is your reality at the moment, and all of those things. Okay, so we're trying to still do a bit of recap from Monday morning till this. If you look at it very well now, this seems to be like the 50% completion of the entire induction program. Okay, so we're trying to not just let you guys do the entire 100% before we do all of the recaps and whatnot, even though we have some other things planned for Friday in terms of recap. But this moment we're talking now, we're going to do a short recap on the things that we've learned so far, take more questions. We realize that every session we either do like we don't do up to the 100% questions, the questions that are asked. So we want to leave this session to take more questions, get us more, get somebody actually have questions, some sessions, or maybe you want to clarify some things. We will not go over or talk much about some things that we already talked about before. We'll talk about in surface, but they are like really, really deep questions or things that are bothering you or clarifications, or maybe a session that wasn't clear at all. This session is going to be where we do that. Okay, so feel free to drop any kind of comment, feel free to drop any kind of question, feel free to request for anybody's LinkedIn, and yeah, that is also going to be happening this session. So our attendees our organizers are going to do well to drop their LinkedIn at some point. Do well to connect with them, do well to question that you feel like you might not want to ask here, you can drop it there. But the best advice I'm going to give to you guys is to try to ask it in this session. And after this, we're going to have someone. Okay, that was James. After this, we're going to have a guest speaker from that's AWS again. Yeah, we're flexing actually. You guys will be like, where do we get all of these people from? Well, there's something about access, which we understand that we've gotten, that we've worked also hard to get, and we're also giving to you guys. We're providing that to you. Okay. I don't think it's everybody that just starts in their career in technology that gets to have the number of guest speakers that we've been opportune to speaking to us over these past few days and the coming days. Not everybody actually has the opportunity. So I want you guys to understand that this is a big deal and also appreciate and celebrate it. Okay. And I'm also do well to still show some of the guest speakers. So search them on LinkedIn, send them a connection request. You don't know, you might, even with just learning from their posts, that's something really valuable. For someone like me, I don't just send requests on LinkedIn just for possible connection alone. I do it too. If I see a post from someone the first time and it really inspires me or it teaches me something, you can trust me to follow that person right away. Talk less of the kind of gem we've been getting from these people for the past few days. That's enough reason for you to, make connections with people. And my name is Adejuwon. I'm program manager here at Secure Intelligence. Adejuwon, in case you want to check me out on LinkedIn. So let the question start rolling in. Question, just drop it in. I don't see enough questions about codes already. I think that's like what we're actually mostly worried about. But ask other questions. Ask about what is it going to be like. We said a lot of things about provisioning everything for you for free, even involving some workspaces and some powerful environment for you to work in and all of that. These are not simple stuff, but I've not seen anybody ask questions around that before. And you might want to do well to ask questions around those things. It's going to really help you. Even though there's going to be a session where we deep dive into those things, but I want to believe that from the beginning of this program, this induction program, we've said things that I would have expected people would ask like a lot of questions on. So drop them. Let's see how far we can go with them before we have our guest speaker come to speak to us. Someone said, assuming my PC doesn't have the required specs with the virtual workspaces, will the virtual workspaces help? I'll use a layman understanding to explain this a bit, and probably have a more technical person speaks to this in further details. So when it comes to workspaces, the way I've interacted with them over the past few months and all of that, there are some that you can access from web. There's some you can do from your desktop. There's some you can, I think maybe you can even access from your mobile. I'm not entirely sure, but I think it's more advisable for you to use either the desktop or the web version. Okay, so I wouldn't know what would be the specific requirements or specification of the system you can use to access that. So, but you can access it via any means, either web or desktop. So, if there is a OJ or a blessing or a cousin on the call, that can help us with further explanation on that.
So we're talking about the workspaces, right? So this is not okay. So let me clarify, John. It's not everybody that will get a workspace, right? Don't forget, you guys are not paying for this, so it depends on how far you get in the program and how well you perform, so to speak. For those people that will get workspaces, it will be because we've done your assignment, you've gotten to the point where we feel okay, these guys can safely work on our own code base, as an example, and then we'll give you a workspace and we'll get you, doing some of that. You will still do projects. Everybody will get to do projects, but the workspace is not going to be for everybody. All right. So for those of you that might be thinking, what am I talking about? I'm talking about laptops in the cloud. I will put a link to the AWS product that we're using. So just to be clear, there are a lot of providers out there that have similar solutions, but we're an AWS partner, and it's one of those things that we have the benefits of. So I will share the URL to what Workspaces is in the QA box, and then you guys can read up on it a bit, but it's not everyone that will get access to that.
All right, thank you for clarifying that, OJ. So comes with the perks of you being one of the top performer, right? So do well to just get that. Can we log into the LMS? Yeah, you'll be able to log in when the access is given to you, and that is going to be, just keep an eye. I said I was going to talk about this. So just do well to keep an eye on your email. There were some things said about this in the morning by James, by you making sure you add CIL to your trusted contacts, so you don't have to be having our emails in your spam. When the access is given to you guys, you're going to get an email invitation that contains either a link to join or your username directly and your password that you're going to use to access the LMS. So you'll be able to log in with those credentials directly. I hope that suffices for that question, Sandra Dindi. Okay, so the next one here says, can you tell us a bit about the workspace we would use or need as cloud engineers? So OJ already provided answers to that. Just check for the link drop to read more about the workspace itself. Please, I've been attending the section, but because of network issues, I don't get the full session. Please, can I get the channel or recording to rewatch it again? Yeah, YouTube. We're going to be uploading every session to YouTube. You're going to be able to access every session thus far on YouTube. Just keep an eye on that. I'm going to get them ready for you. So you can rewatch anytime you want. Knowing that we have two major CSPs, we focus on AWS throughout the internship program. Yeah, this is a very good one. OJ, if you can hear me, could you please help with clarifying this?
All right. So when you say two major CSPs, I don't think that's quite accurate. They're we call them hyperscalers, and hyperscalers. There are about 5 or 6 of them in the world. The biggest ones are most popular ones are three of them are the most popular. Amazon Web Services, Microsoft Azure, and Google Cloud Platform. But you also have hyperscalers like Alibaba Cloud. You have IBM services, and you also have Oracle Cloud Infrastructure. They're also considered to be hyperscalers. But on this program, we're going to be playing around in Amazon Web Services, Microsoft Azure, and Google Cloud Platform. Again, don't be too focused initially as a cloud engineer on any of the CSPs. Try to learn the concepts. Those concepts apply across all CSPs. The way they work might vary slightly, but fundamentally, as a cloud engineer, you need to understand the concepts and be able to. You can always read up how it works on each cloud service provider, but fundamentally, the concepts are the same.
All right. Taufik Hadisa, how best answered your question around this major CSPs question you asked? Okay. I only have this meeting. I'm not any of community. Please help me out. Okay. So we dropped the Slack channel links in the morning, and if you are not registered for this internship, I don't think you'll be here anyway. So you being here means you at some point register for the internship. Okay. So keep an eye on the Slack channel where you belong, and all the communication that happens there. Just follow it up, and at some point, or just DM any of us on the Slack channel, and we'll do well to maybe to help you with anything you might need in joining any of the communities. And that's to you at all that has I only have access to this meeting, not to the communities. From one of the emails I received from you, we'll be getting installation of VirtualBox. Would you need to address the issue of virtualization and system requirements? That's largely for you, Roger. I'll take it again. That's from Sophie Ejikeme. From one of the emails I received from you, we will be getting installation of VirtualBox. Would you need to address the issue of virtualization and system requirements?
Sorry, can you repeat that question?
From one of the emails I received from you, we will be getting installation of VirtualBox. Would you need to address the issue of virtualization and system requirements?
Okay, so the email said you will get benefits, not VirtualBox. You will get benefits which might include virtual, I think, desktops or laptops. In this case, not VirtualBox. So you would not be needing to do that. One of the things that we know from my experience running this kind of program is that a lot of we all struggle with a lot of things, with resources and system resources. So what we are trying to do is get to a point where we can make those things available more in the cloud, but we can't do that for everybody at the moment. So that's why a few people will get that opportunity, but you do not need to run VirtualBox or any other virtualization software locally for you to be able to participate in the program. When we get to the practical stages, right, we're going to find a way to ensure that you can do that with minimum system requirements, right? If you have a browser, at least there, if you have Chrome, for example, if we want to do some certain things, you can do them in Chrome. If you have some terminal server running on your system, you'll be able to do stuff, right? So don't overthink it. Don't start to think you're about to train a model. You need a TensorFlow kind of machine on your system that can support TensorFlow on your system. No, that's not what we're thinking right now, right? We're just getting into it.
Right. All right, thank you very much, Oji. From Barnabas, he said, hello, I heard that you mentioned about workspaces. So are they physical office spaces set aside for this program, or what do you mean by workspaces? Thanks. I think I can take this. Barnabas, no, there's no physical locations that you're going to be coming for this program or for any workspace. And what we mean by workspace in this case is just a virtual machine. In a very simple term, a laptop or anything, a computer provision for you in the cloud for you to work with. And it's only going to be accessible for the top performers that gets to a certain stage in this program, okay? Like Koji already said. So you guys need to get comfortable with buzzwords in this space you get yourself into. workspace doesn't necessarily mean you are going to a physical office. Okay, so it's just a provisioning of a virtual machine for you, a laptop, a computer, basically in the cloud that you're going to use. Okay, so here's the link that OG already shared for you to check out the workspaces and how what you can do with it. What are the channels you can use it through? Okay, since the learning is self-paced and to be completed in 6 months, can one be on the program for longer if you're not able to put in 5 hours per day? That is from Ibiyinka.
Let me take that one, John. Thank you.
Okay.
So the program is 6 months. When you say some parts of the program or most parts of it will be self-paced. So what that means is you will get something to go and to do. Maybe watch a video, write a report on something, configure something, push your code somewhere, which you can do in your own time. There will be live classes that we will also jump on a class. It might be on a bridge where you guys will be able to talk also. And then we'll do some things on the console. You work on the project, we'll work on things together. And those classes would obviously not be self-paced, right? It's a mix, but the program runs for 6 months. It is time boxed. So even though it's self-paced, you are expected to complete certain activities within a time box, a day, 2 days, a week, or something like that. So if they're not completed within that week, as we said at the very beginning of this induction program, people get dropped after every module. So at the end of a module, there'll be assessments, there'll be checks on all your work, and then you proceed to the next module based on how whether you've completed the activities or not for the previous module within the time allotted, right? So that is the format for the program.
Right, thank you, Jay. Emmanuel, I would have to skip your question because it's already been answered from other answers that have been provided. You said during the training in terms of practicals, how are we going to get our hands on useful tools to practice our skills? And how do we get those tools? Are they available for free? Yes, they are. And the details to that question also have been provided from other questions. Wow, the 3 cloud giants. That's awesome. Yes, it's pretty awesome. Irene, I like the response here. Yeah, it's pretty awesome. We get to do the 3 giants basically. Please, will there be need for us to create accounts with these CSPs, or there will be students IAM accesses? OJ?
So it's going to be a mix. So firstly, if just in case you don't know, you should know, and we'll probably provide additional information around that. All the cloud service providers, or most of them, the 3 biggest, they provide a free tier. So there are certain services that you can just log on, sign up and enjoy and use for free, right, for a period of time or perpetually. We'll encourage you to use that, at least to just familiarize yourself with those cloud service providers as we go along. But also when we give you some of the assignments that you will get, we'll give you access to certain environments, maybe a Google project subscription or an AWS account with some level of access to perform the tasks that you're meant to perform. But I want to also be very clear, some of these things will happen further along within the program. This program is 0 to Techie, so there's a lot of assumptions around where everybody is. So we kind of go, okay, the first couple of modules, you're just trying to find your way. So for some of you that are further advanced, you are going to have to be patient, but I think it will not hurt you to kind of go back and you should take the advantage, take opportunity to go back and just familiarize yourself with the basics again, all right, to get yourself ready, because there's a point we get to in the program that we will be going at pace, right? So we want to make sure that all assumptions are sort of taken out of the way from the very onset. So we go very, very granular, very basic stuff in the very beginning, but we get to a point where we will go at some.
All right, thank you very much, OJ. Does internship has to take 7 months to run? How can I finish it before 7 months? I'd like to know if there's going to be a final exam. So is that possible that you finish before 7 months? So all the courses have actually been arranged to fit into the 6 months that we didn't tell you 7 months, we told you 6 months, okay? And you can believe that all the programs have actually been structured to fit into that time. And so I'm not sure you can finish it before time, but according to your question, if you can finish before time, I don't know. Can I finish before 7? I'm not sure you can finish it before 7 months, before 6 months finishes rather. So checking out, it's not 7 months, it's 6 months. So please note that. What are the requirements to get a workspace? We've already talked about that. How do I get a link to Slack channel? James, can you please be kind to drop the Slack channel link again so people that are not there yet can just join? I think people are still having issues with joining the community on Slack. Regarding the modules, are we to learn them on our own, or are we going to have tutors guiding us through it? I think Koji already answered that. There's some that is going to, you'll be expected to go through them yourself, and there's some that are going to have like a proper classroom where you will have instructors come into the classroom and literally give you some handholding on some topics and on in some context, basically. So it's going to be a mix of the two. Please, this is my first name here. Am I still qualified for this program? Your first time here, okay. Just continue for the rest of the induction, right? If you register for this internship, that's why you're here. Just make sure you don't miss any other session, and every information that I shared, make sure you note them down properly, and just make sure you don't use this reason to give up or stop attending. Okay. But yeah, you're part of this program now, and I'm glad you finally chose to be part to continue or to join the induction. Just make sure you don't miss the remaining sessions. I couldn't hear or see anything at the tail end of the morning session, so I couldn't get the code. Anything that has to do with code, please just drop a message on Slack and you get a response from myself or any other person. I can't see anything in the Q&A. Is that same for every other person? I mean, the Q&A is quite okay. No, you might just be able to see what you drop as a person. You won't be able to see all the list of the questions, but as soon as your question is being answered, make sure you're attentive. When I read your question, just make sure you are attentive to get the response to your question. That is if I don't go out to type a response to that particular question. So just keep an eye on your Q&A and be listening to the facilitators. Thank you for answering me. I love the answer. One more question. I know we will have to choose between data engineering or cloud engineering, right? So personally, I would like to do both. I won't continue answering that. We've advised you just choose one. It's better that way, okay? And one thing you should also know is that when you start, just start first, okay? Start first before you start saying you're gonna do the two or do one. Just start first. I think this decision is actually still very much early, okay? Just hold on that thoughts, and you'll be able to choose what's best for you along the way. I also haven't been able to log into Slack channel. Yeah, the Slack channel link has been dropped already. Just do well to look at the Q&A session. It's broadcasted to all, so you should have access to it. Basically, is it possible for a cloud practitioner to be well grounded in 3 CSPs and professional in them? For instance, can one have a career in multi-cloud services? OJ, that would be to you.
Sorry, I didn't get the question. Do you want to come in?
Yeah, I'll take it again. Is it possible for a cloud practitioner to be well grounded in 3 CSPs and be professional in them? For instance, can one have a career in multi-cloud services?
All right. So my name is Adekoya. I speak fluent AWS, Azure, Google, Oracle Cloud, IBM, and Alibaba. Does that answer your question?
I think it pretty much does. So Sophie, it's Sophie again. I think Sophie has been asking some really good questions. Yeah, that is it. You can do every single one that comes to your mind. But again, start from somewhere. Start somewhere. We're 4 minutes away from our guest speaker. If you have friends that are in this program and maybe have not joined the session already, you might want to reach out to them. Call their attention to this. We're having our guest speaker in the next 4 minutes. As the session started, I can't say anything. So I'm going to create a poll now again to get a pulse on number of people that are having issues with their audio, and I've responded to a lot of people in the past as well on how you can be sure that you are getting audible voices from the program. Okay, make sure your audio output is on speaker and not phone. That's if you're joining from your mobile. Okay, I believe you're joining from your PC. There shouldn't be any issue with that. And if for some reason you're getting any issue, go and check your audio settings and be sure that you're getting outputs via your speaker, not your phone. All right. I'm just gonna say, can you hear me? Please react to this poll I'm about to raise now. Can you hear me? Yes and no. So I want to be able to validate the audio output from here. Okay. So you get a prompt now. Do well to react to them. To the poll. Does AWS give free credits like GCP? Yeah, I know this for sure. They do. How did you want to give more details on that? From this,
no more.
Is asking.
The three top ones they give free tier usage and free initial. Well, AWS doesn't exactly give free initial credits. They give you free tier usage, which is available monthly. But Google gives you a certain amount of dollars, same thing as Azure in usage, and then some additional lifetime free tier usage.
Okay, thank you very much, OJ. So the practicals will begin, say, about April, right? After learning all basics. Pamela, no, the practical started since the beginning of this induction. As we've had to show you guys some things, and that is not. They're not. I don't think the session we had yesterday, we showed you guys how you can, navigate through the LMS. I don't think that was theoretical. That was real practical session. Okay, and we're going to have like some of the ones for the rest of the week. Maybe even one this afternoon session. And for the next 2 days as well, might be dream of that. So every single session has some level of practicality. So no, it doesn't start in April. It starts now. Okay. Then will the curriculum be given to us so as to enable us prepare ahead? When you're able to access the LMS, you will see all the list of the courses and the modules that have been arranged. So that will be the curriculum we're going to be going through, basically. And yeah, we might also make it available for you guys, maybe in another format, aside the one we provide for you on the LMS. But yeah, that's not going to be a question, a problem. Oluwa Muyiwa Agbola. Okay, create accounts. 1 second, please. Opening a free-tier account, do I need to worry myself about debit card like cheaper cash? Okay, guys, I don't think these are. You don't have to worry about this for now. It's free tier. It's free tier. Okay. When you're creating an account in AWS, it might require you to link your card and whatnot, and you might just be very, very careful so you don't when the free tier is you're outrun the free tier, which I'm not sure you probably will be able to do because there are people that actually build an entire startup on that free tier. But hopefully you don't run out on it and they start debiting you. But you'll be required to link your cash. I don't think we should talk too much on that. So someone is okay. I'm seeing Odogu OJ here. Okay, I guess that's because of the multi-cloud expertise that he has. But yeah, you can do that as well. Please, I just want to be sure that I'm on track because the only email I get from CIL Academy is reminder for meetings. I hope I'm not missing out on any vital information. That will be the end of the question I take from here, and I'll close that with this. Keep an eye on your email. Make sure our email is not, first of all, ending up in your spam. Okay, make sure you are following up every single email that we're sending to you. They're not for fun, basically. They contain some vital information that we want you to be aware of and know. Okay, so if you've registered for this program, the only mail you're going to be getting will not be for this session we're currently having, which is the induction. For you to even get that means you must have, signed up, and you should be getting some other emails that will push out. And just in case you've not received any, keep an eye on your email. Every other subsequent emails that will be shared here. going to be able to access it. Our guest speaker is around now, and I'm going to open the floor for T to continue this session. Thank you very much for your time. Okay, T, are you available to continue? Okay, I think she's probably having some internet issues. Yeah, so the Eagle has landed. We have our guest speaker in our midst. I'm going to just do a brief introduction of him. So keep an eye on your screen as I'm going to be projecting his picture while I read the introduction. Okay. Can you all see my screen? Just react by dropping a thumbs up or anything. Just react. Just react. Don't view. Okay.
Hello.
Hi, Beye. Nice to have you here. So I'm just going to do a brief of introduction, and then the floor would be yours. It's good to have you here.
Thank you. Thank you. Likewise,
Okay.
happy to be here.
Okay. All right. So for those of us, most of us are just meeting Beye for the first time. Sorry, 1 second. Okay, so we prepared this introduction for him. Please listen up. Beye is a highly skilled professional with a background in both consulting and software engineering, with over a decade of experience in various industries, including IoT, mobile applications, video games, and more. Beye brings a wealth of knowledge and expertise to the table, currently as a senior solution architect at Amazon Web Services. Beye works with the EMEA Emerging Markets Organization, helping customers across West Africa leverage AWS services to drive innovations and solve their business challenges. Beye's dedication to customer success and passion for technology make them a valuable asset to any organization. So we're very glad to have you here today, Beye. The floor is yours.
Thank you very much, and happy to be here as well. So, hello everyone. So, as you just rightfully say, so I'm Ousseynou Beye, solution architect at AWS, and so I will maybe introduce a bit of my background. So, I started as a software engineer, so I have also engineering background in software engineering, and I started my career doing some consulting at first, and then I worked for a utility company in France where I was building smart meters, and that's how I would say got to the IoT world, so to the Internet of Things world. So I have worked on smart meters for around 4 years and was involved in a project in France that's called Linky, and that targeted to deploy smart meters for 35,000 houses. So after working with Adeyeye, which is the company in France, I joined AWS at first as a specialist in Internet of Things, in what we call professional services. So it's consulting where actually you work on behalf of customers, deliver on their behalf, build production grade applications for your customers. So I did that in Europe mainly because I was based in France, but I was covering EMEA and had most of my customers in Europe. So in France, in Switzerland, Germany, and so on. So worked also with different industry, so manufacturing of planes and cars, also I would say science, like in terms of big data processing for pharmaceutical companies also. So I've worked 2.5 years for professional services of AWS in France. And then I changed the team actually. Right now, as you can see, I come from professional services to what we call solutions architect. Solutions architect, they are also advisors to the customer, trusted advisors to the customer, but the model is different. So here, I would say it's not like a professional services where you have like a customer paying for your, I would say, daily charge, I would say, of supporting them. But here it's more like a service that we offer to customers that comes at no cost to them, but its main purpose is to advise them in terms of how they architect application to the best way based on our experience working with thousands of customers. So in this solution architecture role, actually, I made a few changes when I joined this role, because first of all, I changed from a specialist role. So I was specialist in IoT, and now I am a generalist. So that was like a big change for me, because being a specialist also has its advantages, because like you are focused to, and although the requirement in terms of knowledge of your area is very high, but still the scope is narrow. So it has its advantages. So, but I've changed to a generalist role, which is very challenging, I would say, because at AWS we have 200 plus services. So no one, I would say, can say that they are expert in everything, because like it's really wide, going from database to AI ML to analytics. So it is really vast. But here, I would say in this generalist role, what is very important is to have, I would say, a fair knowledge of each area, so that you are able to talk to the customer. And then when necessary, you bring a specialist in the discussion, but you have like good understanding of around a big range of services, so that you can have like constructive, good discussion with your customer, help them, advise them. But then where you need maybe deeper conversation on a topic that you don't have a background, you bring in, I would say, specialist. But also, one of the things also that happen when you have a generalist role also is that even though you have a generalist role, you have a background. So for me, for instance, as I just said, I was the specialist in IoT. So it means that still when I have topics on IoT, I'm very comfortable dealing with those. But also, I am also what we call subject matter expert internally around also mobile and web development using AWS. So when you are generalist in a space that is, I would say, as large as AWS is, what tends to happen is that you have at least strong areas. So it could be one or two or maybe more, but you have those strong areas where you can have in-depth discussion with customers, and then some other area where you have, I would say, fairly good knowledge, so that you can also have discussion with customer but when it gets to a certain level of depth, you bring in some of your colleagues to assist, and they would be specialists or having that domain as their strong area. So that's one change that I made. But another change also that I made by joining this new team and role within AWS is that at first I was focusing on Europe mainly. Even though the role was EMEA, so Europe, Middle East, and Africa, but mainly I was focused on Europe. So when I changed this role, I went now to a role that is focused on Sub-Saharan Africa, and more specifically, now I'm focused on West Africa in what we call the enterprise space. So that is, I would say, the second big change that I made when moving to this role. And I did it also for maybe quite an obvious reason. So I am from Senegal, and really having an opportunity to support West African customer for me was really a big motivator into moving into this role. So third change is that I came from different family of role. So as I said, professional services to solution architect that are very different in nature. And the last, I would say, change was that I moved also geographically. I was based in France, and then I moved now to Dubai, from where I support customers in West Africa, so traveling quite a lot. And also, we, as some of you might know, we have now launched an office in Nigeria, in Lagos. So now also we have people on the ground in Lagos supporting our customers in Nigeria, but also more generally in West Africa. So I would say that's my introduction. So maybe I can pause here to request if there are questions already.
Okay, thank you so much, Beye. Thank you for the introduction. Thank you for so much details provided about what you do and what AWS does at the moment. I think there's a question here that says, "Good afternoon, sir. Please provide their ongoing screen and on class presentation on this webinar." Okay, I don't think this is for you, as I'm not able to see what the presentation is going on. Okay. There's no screen. Okay, there's a screen presented, but it's not from the guest speaker. So I think you should just do well to focus on what the guest speaker is saying. And yeah, the floor is open for questions. Please drop your questions for Beye so we can get responses to them.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, maybe while questions are arriving, if you don't have it yet.
So we have one. Okay, take that. Okay. Yeah. So it says, does becoming a solution architect require being a cloud or data engineer? So I think that's for you.
Yeah. So actually, being a solution architect, there are different type of solution architect, I would say. So I introduced myself as a generalist one, but we have also a specialist one. And it ranges from AI, ML, analytics, IoT, as I said, compute, high processing compute. So I would say you name it, you name the area, we have specialists on those areas. So there's no specific, I would say, topic that is like a must to be a solution architect at AWS. What helps is to have like a technical background helps. It's not mandatory because we have also colleagues that did not come from a technical background, but that are thriving in the role of solution architect. But from my perspective, it helps to have a technical background. And also what helps is also to have what we call business acumen. because solution architect is not just a technical role. It's also business-oriented role, because when you come to meet customers, the last thing you want to do is just talking technology. Like, we have this service, it does this, it does that. The customer will say, okay, that's beautiful, but this, does it solve my business problem? So you need to be able to link whatever solution that you are selling, you need to be able to link it on how it can help customers solve their business problem.
Okay, I think that's pretty much clear. And I hope it is for you as well, Ikechukwu. Would you say need a background in software development before transitioning to a solution architect?
Yes.
You already answered that. Okay.
Yes, but maybe I can touch a bit on that, because
Okay, for sure.
yes, because it's not also, I would say, a natural transition also, because as you know, most likely very well, being software engineer in general, you have something to build. You work in a team, but you have something to build, and also you build that in autonomy. You contribute to a wider work, but you are not necessarily customer facing when you are a software engineer. You might be someone working like on the background, delivering very useful things to customers, but you might not ever meet one of your customers. But here you see there's a shift now. When you move to from software engineer to solution architect, now you are customer facing, and you have also sort of a selling or pre-sell role. So it's not also quite an easy shift to make, but again, the technical background that I got from being software engineering helped me be relevant technical, which is also key in this role.
Okay. Thank you very much, Beye. I think the next one here says, how was it like for you when you started your journey, your tech journey? Rough or probably easy?
So, you know, technology, actually, what brought me into technology is actually not looking for something easy, if I can say that like this. Because, you know, it's a domain that evolves every day. Like the time that right now we are talking, new things are being created. Tomorrow we'll have new innovation. So really, if I was looking for easy, maybe I would go for something else. But at the same time, also it's what keeps me like motivated, because my personality, I would find it hard when I work on something that is very repetitive, like, yes, doing what I did yesterday. I wouldn't be happy, I would say, in the workplace, in those kind of situations. So I'm very happy being at AWS, because like we are innovating at a very rapid pace. But what it means also is that what you know today might not be relevant tomorrow. So it is challenging yourself every day. But for me, rather than it being an issue, it was one of my main motivators to enter into the tech world.
Okay, thank you very much, Beye. So, not like it wasn't easy or it was hard. It was the motivation that kept you going, basically.
Yes.
All right. At what point does one specialize in a particular niche in AWS service, such as database, security solutions, architects, networking, etc.?
Yep. So that's, I would say, like a sort of personal question, I would say, because you might not even need to do a specialization. So people, like, naturally from their background, some of them, they come already specialized, because, like, for instance, we hire people and they come from a networking background. So that's the fact, they come with a background that is on networking, but now we might require for them to be generalists, but it doesn't change that background that they have. So that's like one case. what you can see also is like people also having personal interest. Like I told you, like for instance, that I'm also one of our like subject matter expert on web and mobile on AWS. That I become because I was interested in that area. So I was interested in that area. I learned. I joined. I would say internal groups that I would say are focused on that area to become one of those experts in the area. So that was like more of a personal choice to go that way. But what also happened also is that your customers might need specific skills. Like let's say you are an employee of a bank and they are very interested into analytics, for instance. So it might not have been your strong area, or even maybe something you were thinking about specializing, but the need of your company might also get you to specialize on that area. But what I would advise there is also to be flexible, and also when you specialize, also you take into consideration the personal aspect of it in terms of what are you comfortable doing, what do you want to do, and also look at what is the market looking for. Because if you specialize on something that no one needs, there's not much interest. But also if you are specialized of something that on something that doesn't motivate you also, I don't believe that's the way to go. So it should be like in between personal sort of ambitions, experience, across your customers and the market.
Okay. Thank you very much, Beye. So it's more like building a product. So there has to be a demand for it. So you don't just build what is not really valuable to anybody.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, thank you very much. What are the necessary certifications you need to become a solutions architect?
Oh, thank you. That's a very interesting question. So I will start by giving you my experience. So because I have people asking me like, is it mandatory to have a certification to join AWS? So the answer is no. And actually, when I joined AWS in 2018, I had 0 AWS certification, 0. And today I have 10 AWS certification. So I learned while at the job. But that being said, it's this definitely put you on a good position if you already have 1 or 2 certifications on your belt. Like it will help you also, I would say, have a better understanding of the cloud, and then maybe be more efficient also on the interview process. But mandatory, absolutely not to join. But once you join, there are some, I would say, expectations. So like when you are solution architect, it's expected from you to become solution architect associate at a certain point, and then solution architect professional also at a certain point. But you have time to prepare. When we hire also, we have onboarding period. So really, I would say this, if you get the certification, that's good. If you don't, it's not limiting you. You can get them on the job.
All right. Thank you very much, Beye. The next one from Rahim says that in your present role, do you still present POC, proof of concepts, for your customers?
Yes, I do. So on my present role, it's less hands-on than the professional services role that I had before. But since it's also a technical role, and customers also, they need some time to see before they buy. So definitely it's a big piece of my job to demonstrate, to create demos, to create proof of concept. But also, we also work with partners. So we have like a partner ecosystem in Africa and around the world that also we can bring to customers to do these sort of proof of concept also for customers when we need it. Because solution architect, actually, what I didn't mention is that in terms of how we work with customers, there are different models. There's like, for instance, certain accounts that are mature enough to have even multiple solution architect. Like you have a customer that has multiple solution architect from AWS. And you have also some other account that we call greenfield, that for a number of customers, they might have only one solution architect. So it means that there is also the time management. So sometimes the solution architect will not have time to do a POC for all the customers. So we use repeatable content that we have, and also we leverage our partner.
All right. All right. Thank you very much. So the next one here, we have about 3 minutes to go. I'm going to take this next one myself. The route to DevOps and the cloud engineering is painstakingly long because most organizations prioritize development experience. What advice would you give someone without developing experience who wants to improve their employability? I would answer this because I think it's general. You need experience to really to get a very good chance with a potential employer. So if you want to become employable, it's just, there's no two ways to it. Jump on something, develop some sort of competence. There's this one you're currently in is a very good step you've taken, and these are things that actually just combines together to become what makes a potential employer sees you as a very valuable person. So yeah, that's that on that. Gideon. Michael, you asked, good day, Mr. Beye. Please, how does AWS support scalability and performance for its customers, and what tools are available to help manage? Okay, so I think we might not want to disturb Beye for this. You're going to learn a lot when it comes to all the features of AWS in the program. We're going to give you all of that. Let's see if we can get some more questions that are very that Beye could help us with before he leaves. This is a more technical question. I don't think we should be discussing on the call. That is why, Michael, sorry. So you can take note of this question and we'll take care of it during the program. I observed that most of the speakers and guests have tech background before pivoting to cloud or data engineering. What are the ideal paths a newbie or those without tech background should take to attain your status or level? So I want to take this as well because the past speakers that we also had, that you said, Godwin, that they have technical backgrounds. Just this morning, we had alumni speak to us, and a lot of them didn't have any technical background. And as you can see them, if they could be considered as a valuable part of the company and they're currently working with CIL, it only means that there is so much that they can also still do for themselves. And they'll probably become the, the Beye of tomorrow, the Ego of tomorrow, the, Ousseynou of tomorrow as well, right? And probably even bigger and better, okay? Yeah. So just get comfortable with what you are, with your background, and just get serious with how much you are willing to offer you. Also, what are some trends or developments in cloud computing that you are excited about? Okay, I think I'll let you get this, Michael. Beye. This is a question from Michael again. It says, what are some trends or developments in cloud computing that you're excited about? And that will be the last. Okay.
Yeah. So I'm quite excited about also, I guess also like a lot of you also, like this new chat GPT, I would say AI, search and so on. It is really exciting, and it's something I'm really looking forward to seeing more of. But I guess like a lot of you also.
Okay. Yeah, AI. I think everybody's really excited about AI. Thank you very much, Beye. It's been a very, very wonderful session. We're very glad you could speak with us today. I really look forward to more of this as well. Thank you very, very, very much.
Thank you so very much. Have a good rest of your day. Thank you.
All right. How you yourself? All right. All right. That was a good one from Beye. Yeah, I'm seeing the claps already. Thank you, guys. We'll still have more of them. We'll hear their stories. We'll see how they're able to do it, how they're able to, from the little beginning and where they are today. Okay, so the idea is to give you a clue of how the possibilities in front of you, basically, no matter where you're starting from. Okay, so the next session, it's going to be, we're going to be taking you guys through, we're talking about some capabilities on the LMS, how you can take some courses and how you can also do some other things. What we're going to be taking you through in this session is how you can blog your journey. We really, you know, there was a part of Ousseynou presentation yesterday when he was talking about blog your journey, talk about what you're building, say it. You don't just don't build or don't develop yourself in silo. Talk about it. That is how you get people noticing what you're doing, and from there you can get like a lot of opportunities. We're gonna be talking you through how you can use our LMS to blog and some other capabilities we're gonna be showing you through. All right, so OJ, the floor is yours.
Thanks very much for that, John. So, and thank you very much, Beye, for your time. So, guys, in this session, it's probably going to be brief. I realize I go into certain sessions, I think it's going to be brief, but then the questions keep coming. So, what I want to talk about today is about your learning journey, right? Now, this is also something that I personally experienced. So, I realized that many of us, we find it hard to measure our growth. We were unable to realize that we have actually grown and developed. And what we want to also introduce in this program is an opportunity for you to see yourself grow, to see yourself develop. Something that I learned personally like eons ago, and it's something that I think would benefit everybody on this in this program. And it's fundamentally about blogging your learning journey. Now, I will, once I'm given the permission to share my screen, I will share my screen and I will create a blog post on the LMS, and I will share that blog post on social media. The point here is we need to find a way to, and now there's a difference between encouraging you guys to go on social media and post pictures of cats or other fancy stuff there. That's a totally different thing. That's not what this program is about. But this is about saying, yesterday I did not know certain things. Today I actually know a lot more. But on this journey, this is how I have arrived here. So now I have a template for doing anything else I want to do tomorrow. So a lot of us don't realize that we have actually walked a path. We have drawn a line between 2 points, all right, to get to wherever we are now. And because we've not done that realization, we're unable to repeat that journey or apply that same methodology to achieving other things. And one of the benefits you will gain from blogging your journey is you will be able to look back, all right, and see where you came from. And that would allow you to celebrate yourself, but also give you a level of self-awareness, self-consciousness that gives you the skills or the confidence to take on other journeys. So I will share my screen and then introduce you to blogging on our LMS. So hopefully you can all see my screen. If you can see my screen, please let me know.
Yeah, we can see your screen.
All right, brilliant. So I'm going to go to the CIL Academy LMS, and it's just CIL.academy. For those of you that have not seen any of the posts about it, it's just CIL.academy. Once it loads, so this is CIL Academy. This is where you'll spend some time while you're on this program. I'm going to go to the blog section highlighted at the top, and you will see that currently there's just one blog there, and that's a blog post that I put there I think a few weeks ago. So this is the blog. You can read that blog. You can also add your blog. So what we're expecting is that every student will make a blog post at least once a week. right? It's not, we're not asking you to blog morning, afternoon, and evening. You can make more, but we expect you to blog your journey. Just write something. You don't have to go overly personal, but write something techie, write something you've learned, write anything, what your experience feels like, where you feel you are right now. I would encourage that when you guys get access to the LMS, say in the next few days, or depending on when Juwon gives you guys access, right? Write about yourself. Just say, I am wherever I am. This is me. This is what I know. This is where I am in my journey, and this is where I want to get to in my journey, right? Just put that there. Put it on the record. And then over the next few weeks, keep writing your journey. Keep writing write about the things that you're doing, what you worked on, the experiences that you've gained. Sometimes there's something we try to encourage everybody in our organization to do, to write blog posts. Now, what I realized is a lot of them are very nerdy. They're very, very nerd kind of people. So if you look at most of their blogs, they kind of write it like white papers, like theses, really talking about tech stuff. But you do that every now and then, but also feel free to use social language, right, to express yourself. I'm going to make a blog post now. Thank you, Juwon, for commenting on my blog. So you can see that you can also read people's blogs, engage with them, and also share on social media. So for you to be able to blog, you will need access to the system. So right now, if you don't have access, you won't be able to submit a blog, right? But the process for blogging is what I want to show you guys. And I'm going to create a blog post now. Okay, I think the screen share is preventing me from doing that. I'm going to stop sharing my screen and share my screen once I log in again. So that's just a security feature on the site to prevent sharing passwords and stuff like that, which is quite cool. I've not done anything other than sign in. Okay. And as you see, I've signed in. There's stuff up there which I'm not going to attend to, but this is the blog post that I submitted. So now I'm going to create a new entry. Okay. And typical content management system, right? Guys, I'm just blogging. This is just enjoy or bear with me as I make this one up as we go, right? So please don't mind me. Sometimes I can feel a bit melodramatic, right? Because I like some certain kind of books, but ignore my language, use your own language.
I think we're enjoying it. So while OJ is doing this, I just got a comment that someone is not seeing the screen. So I'm going to raise a poll, please. Let's know and we know what to do. Right.
Okay, so that's my post. I am going to attach an image. Today I'm going to attach an image of myself if I can find one. Hold on. So I'm just going to find an image of myself. So that is me adding an image to that post. And now this is peculiar to the learning platform we're using. But when you do post, you can choose to make it available just for yourself because it's still in draft, available to anyone that's logged in on the site or anyone in the world. I'm happy to let everybody in the world read this one. Okay. I'm going to add a few tags. CIL Academy. CIL devs. Please use our tags also. So it's CIL Academy, CIL devs, CIL teams. I remember the others right now, but I have my own tags that I use for my personal posts. All right, so okay, and now I will save that, all of that. And that's my blog. Okay, and I'm done. So you can read that. I can share that also. Okay, so I could take this blog now, not editing it. I could say I want to share it on Facebook or Twitter. So I'm going to share this on Twitter now. For those of you following CIL Academy, you should be able to see it anytime soon on CIL Academy. So that's me sharing that tweet. Normally, I would have to do a lot more, make it better, because the guys won't let me just, do something that simple. But basically, that is blogging. Okay. And I'm signing out. So, guys, put your journey out there, engage with other people's blogs, motivate your colleagues, encourage them, share information. Please try not to spam. I know a lot of you might have some knowledge about, things that people can do with stuff like this and compromise other people's systems and all of that. Please try not to do that. We're all here to sort of better ourselves, but engage with other people, share stuff, and record your journey, because it's going to make you proud. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much, OJ. Thank you so much. So if you have questions, let them start coming in. So everything here is about blogging your journey, and blogging your journey. Is there an acceptable amount of words for the blog post?
I don't think I would say make your blog post short, otherwise people won't read them. Don't make it too long, right? But I don't think I don't know if we have any text limit or size limits yet. We might have to introduce that if it starts to grow too much, but I don't think there's limits on it yet.
Okay. All right. Please, do you have physical office? I would love to do this 6-month program in the class, because I will understand it better than online. Okay. I think this is off the topic, but please.
So when we started Secure Intelligence, it was a big debate. Do we set up physical offices? And at that point, we made a decision, and the answer was no. We were going to try to stay net zero and, contribute our own quota to reducing carbon footprint and all of that. A lot of people said that's crazy, that's not possible, that's not practical. But we've had Secure Intelligence now for about probably 4 years, 3 years in Africa, but about 4 or 5 years outside, and we don't have physical offices. We travel a lot. However, there are a lot of things happening right now, especially across Africa, that mean that in the coming months, we're going to be opening offices in a few African countries, and we're going to start having offices. But the idea here is there's some of those things that we want to use the office for. Like, some of them are about events. Some of them are about, design workshops and stuff like that, or physical in-person training spaces. But fundamentally, our business has built, and a lot of businesses are having to adapt to that, to run without physical offices. But in the future, we might have, but right now we don't.
Okay, thank you very much, OJ. I think I'll take this one. It says, what you created is all about WhatsApp. Don't worry about the topic he blogged about. It was just, the idea was not to follow his own content. It was just showing us how we can, use the LMS to blog our journey. Maybe that was his own journey, but he blogged something. And I think the process was what we were trying to show you. It wasn't the content itself. And if you're interested in the content, just go to our Twitter page. The link should be there currently, and you can read that. Which site do you suggest we use to blog our journey? We just showed you how you can blog with the LMS. So we're expecting you to do the blogging from the LMS. It's easier that way. You're consuming your contents there, and you're going to be spending a lot of time on the LMS. So we just feel like, okay, we can enable this capability for you, and you can then share across all your other social network channels. After the program, are we still going to have access to the blog? That's for sure. OJ, do you want to shed more light on that?
Yeah, so our intention is to ensure that this community keeps growing. As you can see on Slack, for those of you that are in Slack, there are over 5,000 people on Slack, right? But not all of them are part of Cohort 5. Some of them are part of previous cohorts, or some of them are even just coming in to just, explore what we have to offer. So we expect to be able to give everybody access to this, and once you get on the LMS, the intention is for you to always have access to our learning portal and our LMS, so you would always have that access long term.
All right. The next one says, thank you very much, OJ. The next one says, blogging. Okay, please, I would like to know, could we share it on all our social media? Yes, you can. I think while he was showing us that, I think there are like about close to like 10 options about the social media, and the popular ones are all there. Okay, Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook, and all other ones. So you can blog through, can share your posts via these channels. Is blogging your journey a compulsory activity for the program, or it's just a recommendation?
We want to make it part of the curriculum. I don't want to say it's compulsory. We would strongly recommend it. We want to encourage everybody to do it because one of the things we focus on. So if you look at CIL, yes, a lot of you have asked questions about certifications, but if you listen to most of the speakers, we're more focused around your competence, your abilities. That's where we want to focus on our in terms of what we offer you, the ability. Certifications will follow, right? They'll come. If you're able to do it, like I'll tell you a personal journey. There was a time I had to write 3 certifications in 3 days, a bit, and because I could do it, I just did it, right? The point is not the certifications don't make you, it's the journey. And we're trying to put in, so typically you won't go into a learning program and then you get some talent management experts available to you and they'll say, oh, this is the framework we use for teaching you contextual learning. Try to find your style, understand how you assimilate knowledge. But we are very particular about developing that skill, the knowledge, and all of these things come together, all right, to drive the objective, to make you competent. So this is one of those things we believe strongly will help you in that journey to becoming competent, right? Being able to measure your growth, being able to follow your own trajectory, being able to learn more about yourself by comparing points in time in the future, by engaging with other people and seeing their journeys also.
Okay. Thank you very much. Gimisola, you asked for the blogs. Can we attach images in between text, screenshots of command line for a post on Bash scripting? Yes, you can. You can attach images. So it showed us how we can do that as well. There's always an icon that shows you how you can attach stuff like that, images or video and whatnot. Okay, so yeah, you can do that. Can we have a meet and greet while the program is going on so we get to meet our sponsors? Okay. OJ, do you want to take that? So in this case, are you calling CIL Academy the sponsors? Because this is free, because I'm not sure I gave that properly. Maybe you want to, clarify that question very well. But yeah, we've already talked about ourselves. We introduced ourselves several times. You can do well you can see all the names on the presentation. Just check them out on LinkedIn if you want to connect. If you want to send appreciation email as well, you guys have our emails. You can always do well to reach us via those means. Except there's something else you probably want to talk about that I'm not very sure, and you can just do well to explain further. Okay, after the right.
Joan, let me also add, I think the community manager, Blessing, she runs an AMA session on Slack, I think twice a week or something like that. So if you've got questions or you want to, there are certain topics you think you would benefit from conversations with certain people or about, just if you can reach out to the community manager on Slack or Telegram, have that conversation with her and see if she can sort of bring it to a forum.
Okay, Christiana, I hope that clarifies it for you. After the write-ups and tags, yes, it's about the blog. If someone gets to read them, does it create any opportunities to that? I'm not sure I gave that. After the write-up and tags, if someone gets to read them, does it create any opportunities to that? I'm sure that's a very clear question. Robots, I want to do this.
Yeah, I'm not very clear on your question, but personally, I have a few articles that I have published, and what I find is that I get sense like metrics from where those things are published about people that read them daily, and some people tag me, some people actually comment, and we kind of discuss those things. So again, like I was trying to say earlier, we're not trying to make this compulsory for you to blog here, but we believe that it will help your growth. A lot of you might already have your own blogs, and we want to encourage you to continue there. A lot of you might already, be engaged. See, sometimes it also helps you communicate, right? A lot of people believe that they can do certain things, or they can speak on the stage, or they can present a set of slide decks, but until you do it, until you actually do the doing of it. Some people think they're the best engineers in the world, or the best architects in the world, or the best data analysts, or the best front-end developers, but until you do it, before you actually get that affirmation. So some of this is about getting you to affirm yourself, to reinforce the confidence that you will grow. Okay.
All right. Thank you, Jay. How does one get the LMS? Is it an app? I got lost at some point as I lost signal. The LMS is a learning portal, what we're going to open up to you guys. So you can be rest assured that if you sign up for this program, you're going to get an email invitation or the credential you're going to use to log into it. And it's also going to contain the link to the portal itself. So can be rest assured everyone will get access into the LMS. Will we have access to learn other courses offered by CIL Academy aside cloud and data engineering? Yes, while this internship might be focused on cloud and data, zero to Techie, it's not limited to that. There are going to be some other courses that will be uploaded or that will be created for other learning paths, other domains that you can interact with. But you might not even have enough. You might have to just maybe just sufficient time to complete your own. So I don't think worrying about other courses should be your concern now, right? Just focus on the program that I open to you. Make sure you finish it on time. Hello, Jay. We'll be giving a curriculum for the course. And what exactly is the official training? When is the official training starting? It has started. That's why I'm going to take that. All this one we've been doing since Monday is already part of the program. Okay. It's just a week induction, which ends on Friday, and by Monday you start getting your hands on into start consuming content from the LMS. Hello, Jay. Will be okay. That's a question. I can't see the screen, and also okay. The poll shows that over close to like 90% people can see it. So for the remaining people that can't see it, this is what I would advise. Make sure you tap the screen at least to show that the presentation itself is one that is pinned, okay, to the screen. So I think that's what I'm going to say to that. I mean, that's a good score on people that can see screen. So if you can't see it, you might want to check your device very well. Be sure the configuration is correct. Another question. I can't see. Okay, that's still the same one. Having difficulties in learning online, I would love to have someone to put me through in this 6-month training. I'm ready and willing to learn. I will take a part of this, and OJ will continue. So we're going to have both self-paced and instructor-led. We're going to have some classes where an instructor will come into the class and put you guys through certain topics and literally give you hand-holding, okay? And there'll be a time that you also, and like you already said, right, you're willing to learn. And how you can prove that is also to, put in the work. Every class that has been assigned or created for you, go through it, even without the one that will involve contact with your with the instructor. So Jay, you might want to like speak more details on that before we close the session.
If I understand the question, it was more about struggling to learn online. Unfortunately, this is an online remote program at the where it is. There's some of our programs that are physical classroom events. Some of the AWS instructor-led courses that we have are actual physical classroom events. But for us, we need to organize this and execute them. So if you're part of the Slack community, when we have those programs lined up, or when we're designing or planning those programs, you will be notified. And maybe that is something you can also take advantage of. But the Zero to Techie program is exclusively online at the moment.
Okay. All right, thank you very much, OJ. I think that brings us to the end of today's session. We had Beye took us through his journey into as a senior solution architect at AWS, and OJ taking us through how we can blog our journey. Okay, it has been pretty insightful. Thanks to everyone that has made it to this session. Please fix your gaze on the screen now, as I'm going to be sharing the code for this session we just completed. It should be up any moment from now. Okay. So everybody can pay attention to the screen now. The code for this session is up. And we're gonna leave it up for the next 5 minutes, no, 3 minutes, to make it 3:35 before we close the session. So everybody should be able to use that period to get the code written down. Thank you very much, facilitators for today, anchors, and everybody that has tried to make it to this session, both morning and afternoon. The journey continues tomorrow, where we're going to go through some more learnings, and we also have a guest speaker that will be attending to us tomorrow as well. So I hope you guys are pumped for the remaining 2 days. Thank you for keeping the fire. Who would have still raised their hand since the beginning of this session? I'm still wondering. You're meant to just drop your questions in the Q&A. You're not. You don't have to raise your hand. Any question, you'll just drop it in the Q&A, and maybe tomorrow we'll attend to them. We've come to the end of today's session. Thank you very much, everyone. Have a good afternoon.